Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be talking about your sign. I'm going to be spilling the tea about your sign, and this is just going to round off the series that I have done for your actual sign. Now let's talk about you. Now with Capricorns, you guys are a female sign, okay? Capricorns are ruled by the planet Saturn. Capricorns also belong to the cardinal group, which is also known as the group of leaders, as well as the signs that are Libra, Aries and Cancer. Okay, now first and foremostly, Capricorn, I will be speaking about those of you that have an ascendant in Capricorn. That is your rising sign. This is how people see you. Okay, so if you have a rising sign in Capricorn, you can tend to be quite quiet, or people may perceive you to be very quiet. You may have a very reserved-like quality about you. You could be very goal-orientated as well, and you may have very sharp, striking features. I've seen quite a few Capricorn rising individuals, and they are very striking to look at, especially the females. Very stunning, very beautiful. Okay, these individuals are very ambitious, but they can appear intimidating to others. Remember, if you have a Capricorn rising, you are ruled by the planet Saturn, and you know Saturn is the planet of, you know, restrictions, rules, regulations. So you may give off an appearance of somebody that is very serious minded, and you know, with that with that Saturnian energy, it is giving me a sense of there's quite a harshness there. So this is why I feel like, you know, Capricorn rising individuals may have like a very striking look to them. Okay, Capricorn rising people can appear quite aloof, as mentioned before, you know, because you guys are ruled by the planet Saturn, right? And Saturn is quite a cool, cold planet. So you may have like a cool, you know, energy about you, whereby people may be quite, you know, not too sure about you at first, but once they get to know you, say for instance you may have like a Capricorn rising but a Leo sun, once they get past the exterior, they realize that you're very warm and bubbly. Okay, bearing in mind you are actually ruled by the planet Saturn. That is your ruling, you know, sign. Okay, you can be quite controlled if you have a Capricorn rising also, and this may not be acknowledged by the Capricorn rising person themselves. Okay, Capricorn rising people may tend to hide their feelings, so they may be quite emotionless on the surface, though, you know, things may be bubbling underneath, like I mentioned before, if they have like a Leo sun or a Pisces sun and so forth. Capricorn rising individuals may also appear very prudish, like, and when I say prudish, I mean in the sense of, you know, they can appear to be very serious, but also somebody that likes to stick by the rules. Okay, because remember, Capricorn, the sign Capricorn and the planet which Capricorn is ruled by is Saturn, and Saturn is all about rules and regulations, you know, restrictions also, you know. So this can also mean that if you have a Capricorn rising, you can appear as somebody that is very law-abiding, which isn't a bad thing anyway. But you know, you could have more of a playful personality, and you may like to hang out with your friends, or you may like to go to the bar, etc. But because you have this exterior, people may not perceive you to be that way inclined. If you have like a fun personality, so for instance you could have like a Sagittarius sun but then a Capricorn moon, so people may not know that you have this playful side to you, right? Capricorn rising individuals have a very sophisticated look. Like I mentioned before, they got a very neat look. They could have a very mature look, not to say that they look old for their age, but they could have a look whereby, you know, they're very intelligent, they're very, you know, old beyond their years. So for instance, if it's a young person that has a Capricorn rising, they may appear very intelligent. Okay, you have this very intelligent look about you. Okay, there is an air of authority with a Capricorn rising individual, and there's an air of confidence. Okay, so I'll say that having a Capricorn rising, you know, it's very beneficial. I feel like it can, you know, lead you to great paths in life, okay, because of the way you appear to others. Okay, people may rely on you. You may be like the spokesperson of the group, or people may come to you, you know, in regards to business ideas, wanting your opinion, etc. So that's if you have a Capricorn rising. Okay, now let's move on to Capricorn sun people. All right, so if you are born between, you know, the 19th of December to the 19th or the 20th in some cases of January, you are in fact a Capricorn sun. So Capricorn people are hardworking and ambitious individuals. They desire success and prestige and power. Capricorns can be focused, high achievers. They can be quite rigid and practical. Okay, so with Capricorn sun people, they're very focused on their goals and their ideals. Okay, you'll normally find these type of people in positions of power, right? And you'll normally find these people to be like bosses, CEOs, etc. They have this need to be in charge, and the thing is, it's not a situation where they want to stampede over anyone else. It's just an inbuilt emotion that they need to express outwardly. Okay, these people are very focused. They could actually be workaholics as well. They are high achievers, so they set goals for themselves. They do like to compete. They do like competition as well. They like to be on top, okay? These people can be quite rigid. And when I say rigid, I mean in the sense of they can be so one-track minded in regards to, you know, achieving a certain level of success that nothing else can come in the way. This can even get in the way of relationships, partnerships, right? Friendships sometimes as well, because they are just so consumed with getting to the top. They're very practical because they are an earth sign. Okay, so if I didn't mention before, Capricorns, Taurus and Virgos are all earth signs. Okay, and with earth signs, you'll find that they're very career orientated individuals, right? These people are very practical, very intelligent individuals as well, and extremely loyal. With Capricorn individuals, I always see Capricorns as like the headmaster of the school, right? So if you're running down the corridor, you have that headmaster, like walk straight. I always think of a Capricorn, okay? And I always feel like a Capricorn person or the sign itself has that air of authority over other signs, except for Leo, because Leos, they are ruled by the sun. Leo's the only sign, I remember my sister Nikki K told me this actually, Leos are the only sign that are ruled by, they have their own planet that they are ruled by, which is the sun. And there's a respect amongst a Leo and a Capricorn individual, okay? But Capricorns, they are the, you know, to me, they are, and remember, Capricorns are the lords of karma, you know, because whenever a sign is in Saturn, you know, whatever sign it is, I always feel like its home placement should be in Capricorn. Like we're experiencing Aquarius going through their Saturn transit right now because Saturn's in Aquarius, but you know, Aquariuses are also ruled by the planet Saturn, but I see them more, you know, aligned with the planet Uranus, as well as Sagittarius also as well. That's a thing as well. But back to the point, with the planet Saturn, it rules karma also. And with Capricorns being represented by the planet Saturn, which is all about rules, regulations and restrictions, it indicates why Capricorns have that way about them, where they can seem quite rigid. Not to say that they are, because it depends what the person has in their actual chart, but because the planet that they're ruled by is very stern, very rigid, all about hard work, all about not taking the shortcuts. This is the energies that Capricorns possess, right? This is why they can be perceived as rigid, because they're very hardworking individuals, and whoever they align themselves with, whether they're the boss, the CEO, your friend, etc., in a relationship, they expect that person to be as hardworking as they are. All right, it can be a fine line with a Capricorn individual also, that they, you know, there's a thing about them I've noticed with some Capricorns, that they expect others to view situations the way that they view situations. So in regards to work, because they're so hardworking, they expect whoever that they are either managing or, you know, who are they are in partnership with, to be as hardworking as them, or to understand why they're so hardworking. Why don't you get that I have to overwork? Why don't you get that I can't spend time with you? It's just not really, it doesn't really register to them in some cases that they could be overworking and abandoning other areas and aspects of their life which need to be harnessed also. Okay, they are high achievers, and generally these individuals, they do actually make it. These people do actually become very successful individuals. They're very practical minded, and they're extremely loyal. Okay, so these are like, you know, Capricorn individuals are like the husbands, you know, and if they are a female, they will have that undertone of masculinity, but it's balanced out by femininity. Okay, these people are very, very hardworking individuals. Okay, they have a very, you know, commanding presence, as though, you know, like I mentioned before, they do have an air of importance. Okay, and people may perceive these individuals to be in a position of authority, even if they're not. Okay, these people are very disciplined. So these are the types of people that, you know, will sometimes neglect connections in favor of work. All right, these people are very serious. Capricorn individuals can be very stern. They can be quite cutthroat at times as well. And I feel that's more so if you have a Capricorn moon, all right? These people can be very cool, aloof as well, very reserved, materialistic, domineering, very controlled, and they can have that loner-like persona also. And they're extremely goal-orientated. These individuals can be hard workers, as mentioned before, and high achievers, and can sometimes be guided to be in partnerships that hold a certain prestige. So you may find that Capricorn individuals, they will be in partnership with someone that has a title in their eyes that is very important, you know. So for instance, if someone that is a Capricorn is a boss, say, they may want to be with somebody that's like a doctor. They want themselves and their partner to both be in the spotlight. Okay, I'm hearing power couple. So you'll generally find Capricorn individuals to be in positions of power, and their partner also being in positions of power also. They're attracted by prestige is what I'm seeing here, and what I feel. Okay, Capricorns are very concerned with security and can be workaholics, because I feel there's an inner drive with Capricorn people, you know. They just need to succeed. They need to be on top, and it's not, and I'm not really feeling that they want to beat anyone. I feel more so that they're in competition with themselves, is what I'm picking up, right? The Capricorn individuals can mainly be the breadwinners of a partnership. So whether they're male or female, they like to be the person that looks after the family. So even if it's a female, they may tend to make more money than their partner at a point of time in their relationships, right? And they like to, you know, basically look after the family, you know. And even if their partner is in a position of power or is making a certain amount of money, they still want to be able to do their bit as well. Okay, or maybe take over, you know, situations in regards to the family. Okay, they generally, you know, like I mentioned before, if they get into a relationship with somebody that, you know, that they perceive to be, you know, has a certain title of prestige, they will, like I mentioned, they will still want things to be 50-50. Okay, Capricorns can get into relationships where their partners can tend to be quite older than them sometimes. So you may find that if it's a Capricorn male, he may go out with a female that's older than him, because there's an energy of, yes, they are, you know, very masculine, wanting to take care of the family, wanting to take care of their partner or their wife, but they also want to be taken care of as well. So this is why you'll find a lot of Capricorns going out with people that are like Cancerians, which is their opposing sign, because Cancer's rule, you know, is ruled by the moon, and the moon is all about nurturing and mothering, right? So this is why Capricorns are drawn to Cancerians, but more about that later when I talk about the compatibility. But they generally like to be, you know, they like to look after, take care of, but they like to be taken care of also. So they may go out with someone that is older than them. If it's a female, she may go out with a male that is older than her. Okay, not all the time, but in some cases I've seen this happen a lot. Okay, they are loyal and they may prefer to marry or get into long-term connections. So these are the types of people that generally, maybe in their younger years, right? Because remember, Saturn, the planet that they are ruled by, is, you know, I always see it's like the grandfather, you know, something that takes a long time to mature, or, you know, someone that is very mature for their age. So when they go into connections, Capricorn individuals, they usually get into connections that they see or feel will be long term. You know, like I said, maybe when they were younger, these Capricorn natives, they may have played around, etc., but they generally get into relationships where they want, you know, they foresee marriage, they want a long-term partnership. Okay, they may take their relationship seriously and may not tend to stray. They're very, very traditional, I have to add. Capricorns are very, very traditional, and, you know, these are the types of people that may be in connections with people since they were teenagers, right? And then they end up marrying these people that they got into connections with. Okay, so once they're in a commitment with someone, they don't usually stray. Okay, not unless they got something else in their chart. They want to settle down, they want to marry, they want to buy a house and have children. They're very, very traditional individuals. Partners or spouses of a Capricorn may mention that their significant other is cool and undemonstrative in regards to displaying affection. So this could be a thing for some Capricorn people, like, despite the fact that they're very loyal, but I feel this is more the case of a moon in Capricorn. Despite the fact that they're very loyal individuals, partners may sometimes feel like their Capricorn person doesn't emote. So they got everything they want from a Capricorn person: the loyalty, you know, the trust, the you know, the person being there for them, the provider. But could also be an energy of their spouse or partner feeling like they don't gain that, you know, emotional outpour from their Capricorn person, right? But it depends on what's in this Capricorn person's chart. Capricorn's cool, reserved approach can in fact draw others towards them, and they may not be aware of this. That's the thing, because Capricorns are quite aloof without really knowing, and they have this energy of don't come too close to me. They actually intrigue people, which makes people want to find out more. Okay, not in a Scorpionic way where Scorpios are very mysterious, right, and seductive. It's more of like, oh, this person's too cool, this person's so controlled, I would love to see this person, you know, just wild out, really. Do you know what I mean? So this is what intrigues some people to Capricorn individuals. Now, let's take a look at if you have a moon in Capricorn, the controversial moon in Capricorn. Okay, so, you know, as you guys know, you know, the home placement for a moon sign is in fact Cancer. Okay, also a good placement to have in a moon sign is also Pisces, Taurus as well, and Libra, Leo, Sagittarius. And yeah, that's one of but the home placement for a moon sign is Cancerian. Okay, and the detrimental placement for a moon sign is Capricorn, unfortunately, you know, because your moon sign is how you emote, is how you express. Okay, and if you have a moon in Capricorn, the reason why it's in its detriment is because Capricorns are not really known for for being emotive, for being open with their feelings. Hence why, you know, it's known that having this placement is at its detriment, but it can have its pros and it can have its cons, right? So with a moon in Capricorn, these people are generally very cool. They can be very unemotional. And the thing is, if you are a person that likes to connect with your partner on an emotional level, connecting with a moon in Cancer can be quite traumatic after a while, because you may feel to yourself that this person doesn't want you in the same way that you want them. I remember I was going out with a guy with a moon in Capricorn, and you know, he was a lovely person, but looking back now in hindsight, I could see why we had the issues we had because of the moon placement. Okay, too controlled in regards to emotion, where you're at the point of guessing, and then when it's all said and done, that's when all the feelings come out. But even when it does come out, it comes out in drips and drabs, so you're still confused. So, and my moon's in Cancer, so a Cancer and Capricorn moon, that's why I'm saying, like, for me personally, you know, so with a moon in Capricorn individual, they can be unemotional or appear to the other person as being unemotional. They can be too controlled, and they can be quite repressed. So they may not want to be, you know, they may not want to hold hands. And if you're a person that is very, if you're a person that likes to hold hands, if you're a person that likes to kiss, if you're a person that likes to share emotionally, you may find a moon in Capricorn person to be, you know, hard work at times, or you may not even look at that person as though they're hard work. You may view yourself as, is there something wrong with me? And it's going to cause a lot of conflicts, because the moon in Capricorn individual is just being themselves, and everyone should just be themselves, right? You should never change for anyone, right? You should change, in fact, only if it's going to enhance your life. But if it's your genetic makeup, you know, it's going to be quite difficult to change your way of being. If you're not a affectionate person, that's the word I was trying to get. If you're not an affectionate person, then it's going to be difficult to force yourself to be affectionate. You then have to be with someone that is like you, that way inclined, right? This is why I said that my connection with this moon in Capricorn individual was quite hard work sometimes. We got on a mental level, and that could have been due to the fact that my Mercury's in Virgo, and you know, his Mercury's in Aries, my Mercury's in Virgo. But I feel like, because I was speaking to my sister Nikki K about it at the time, because my Venus is in Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury, I like my relationships to be, you know, one where I can converse with my partner, right? And because his Venus was in Gemini, also ruled by Mercury, he had that same approach as well. So we got on a mental level, but in regards to an emotional level, nah. So basically, with a moon in Capricorn, as I was saying before, I don't feel that people should change their genetic makeup. If they are that way inclined, then it's best that they should be with other people that are not as affectionate as they are, and for that affectionate person to be in a connection with someone that is as affectionate as they are. You know, that's where you'll find harmony, instead of trying to force someone to be a way that they're just not designed to be. And this is why synastry is very important, knowing your placements and knowing how it, you know, merges with the other person's placements as well, to see if there will be harmony or discord in a connection. Nothing is perfect anyway, but it's these pointers, like the moon contacts are very important, the Venus contacts are very important, the Mars contacts are extremely important. It's not just about your sun sign, okay? And remember, with Capricorns, they are ruled by the planet Saturn, you know, and Saturn is, you know, the lord of karma, you know, and whenever there's like a Saturn placement in a synastry chart, and the thing is, if you go out with someone that has like a moon in Capricorn, or, you know, sun in Capricorn, or whatever the case may be, you may feel that effect of Saturn within that relationship from that Capricorn person, because there's a sense of them holding back. There's a sense of them not expressing, you know, so it will have like a cool effect on the connection as well. But if you know the person's, you know, way of being, then maybe you can work around that. You know, they can be perceived as very repressed with a moon in Capricorn, right? People with moon in Capricorn. And the thing is, again, moons are all about, when you have a moon placement, your moon sign is all about how you emote, how you express. And if you got a sign that is quite repressed, it will make, you know, having that moon sign quite difficult. It's a difficult placement to be in. Okay. Capricorn moons love inwardly. Okay, so even if they have all this depth of emotion for you, this can't be expressed, and if they do express it, it's very uncomfortable for them. Okay, a positive attribute about having a moon in Capricorn is that they're very loyal individuals. Okay, they're very traditional. Okay, they believe in loyalty, and they also believe in loyalty coming from their person and their partner. Okay, these individuals can tend to date a partner who is older than them. Okay, they do like individuals who have status. Okay, so they may be drawn to people, friends, and partners that they view as being status orientated, right? These individuals are very ambitious. Okay, so they're very focused on the material. They are very motivated by financial gain, sometimes in partnership. So not all the time, but sometimes you may find that these individuals go out with people that may be older than them, or that they feel that can look after them in some way. And these people can be quite selfish as well, emotionally as well as financially, because they have this thing whereby it's mine, I don't have to share. So not only can they be quite, you know, controlled with their emotions, they can be very controlled with their money as well. Okay, they can be very status orientated as well. So, you know, these individuals, like I mentioned before, they'll go out with somebody or be friends with somebody that has money in their eyes as well. Okay, these people can be generous sometimes, because this is, you know, the good and the bad about the moon signs, and it depends how highly evolved these individuals are. And I feel like over some time, these moon natives can actually evolve into being more generous outwardly as opposed to inwardly. And not to say that they will change their way of being, that they're going to suddenly become very affectionate. They may be more giving in regards to money and their time, and they may also have this way about them where they are so focused on themselves, because they focus inwardly, they don't project outwardly, that they don't view their actions as being selfish. So they can be perceived as selfish sometimes. And you know, as they grow older in age, they then start to shift their way of thinking and their way of being by giving outwardly. And, you know, like I said, they do find expressing emotions quite difficult. So they may do things like, you know, if they were quite selfish with money in the past, they may be more giving with money. If they were selfish with their time, they may be more giving with their time. You know, I feel like these individuals can also be quite cold and calculating, and again, it depends on how highly evolved these people are. And I feel more so, you know, yeah, it doesn't even matter to do with age, but I feel as they age, they start to, you know, change, right? These people can be very untrustworthy of others. You know, they fear the worst in others. They fear that people are going to betray them, so they have this energy of, I'm going to get you before you get me, which can actually lead to depression as well. So these individuals can be quite depressive as well. They have this fear mindset. You know, not all of them, but some of them. Remember, it's a general reading, okay? Depends what the person has in their chart, because they could have a moon in Capricorn, but they could also have, like, you know, Pisces sextile in their moon, right? Or a moon in Capricorn with a Pisces sun, right? Or a moon in Capricorn with a Mercury in Cancer. So it depends what that's opposing. Or, you know, a Pisces or a Scorpio Mercury. So it depends what they have in their chart as well. All right. Now, let's move on to if a person has a Mars in Capricorn. Okay, so if you have a Mars in Capricorn, then you can be very determined, and these individuals have a lot of endurance, they have a lot of stamina, and they have a lot of willpower. This is a great aspect to have if you are a sportsman or a sportswoman, because you know Mars is ruled by the planet, you know, Aries rules the planet Mars. I don't know why I'm getting confused, guys, because yes, it's a retrograde, right? But Aries, the sign Aries, right, fire sign, all about action, is ruled by the planet Mars. And Aries, when you think of Aries, you think about fire, action, you know, can do, leader, etc. They belong to the group of leaders anyway. So having a Mars placement in Capricorn, you know, yes, it's earth, and when you think about action, you think about fire. But with earth signs, they have a lot of endurance, they have a lot of stamina, they have a lot of willpower. They can go on and on and on for hours. So if you're thinking about a sports person, you need somebody on your team, or if you're thinking about a sprinter, you need someone that's going to get the job done and not get tired. This is why it's a perfect placement to have a Mars in Capricorn, right? It's a perfect placement to have, you know, these individuals are very focused, and not just in sport. I feel like if you are hiring someone, or if you yourself have a Mars in Capricorn, please comment below. These individuals or yourself are very focused, and if you start a project, you generally get that project done, even if it takes you a long time, okay? Because remember, Capricorns are ruled by Saturn. Saturn is all about taking that long road, not taking any shortcuts, all right? And even if you fail, you'll try again. These individuals are extremely hardworking. They may be hard to get to know because they're so focused and determined, okay? And they pour all their energy onto what they are focused on. So if it's work, if it's a project, etc., if it's a friendship group as well, these are the people I feel also that could be the last one to leave a club in some cases. Yes, I know it's the earth sign, but because they have so much stamina and endurance, they generally don't tire very easily, okay? These individuals are not the types of individuals to actually sleep around, right? These people, like I said, you know, anything to do with Capricorn has that traditional energy associated with it. So these individuals, they're very selective as to who they want to share their energy with, right, intimately. So you may find that these people may not just sleep with anyone, you know, and you may find that these individuals, once they do get in a partnership with someone and they do become intimate with that person, they're very generous in that area of giving off their energy for long periods of time. But these are not the types of people to generally just go out and sleep with anyone, because they hold, it's almost like they hold sex in a very sacred way, okay? They don't want to give off their energy to any and everyone, do you know what I mean? And you know, these individuals are quite cautious, and they've got this reserve-like quality, and they're not the flirtatious type, depending on what they have, you know, for their sun or their moon, right? But they're generally not very flirtatious. They have a very controlled because remember, Mars is all about your sexual urges, right? Your energy, what you go after, how you go after it, and they have a very controlled way about them, which I feel, you know, it generates a lot of power outwardly without them realizing it. So they hold a lot in, okay? So these people, I feel, they have a lot of perseverance. They have a very determined energy about them. Once they start something, they generally like to get that job done, okay? So that's a Mars in Capricorn. Let's talk about a Venus in Capricorn. I feel like with a Venus in Capricorn, these individuals, you know, they don't have the harsher aspect as the other signs in Capricorn, okay? So with a Venus in Capricorn, they are very modest. They do take on some of the personality traits as a sun in Capricorn. I feel like they take on more of the personality traits as a sun in Capricorn because, you know, a moon in Capricorn, they're more controlled. A Venus in Capricorn, depending on what else is in their chart, they could be more expressive. They could be more, and maybe because that's you know, Venus is ruled by, and that's quite peculiar actually, I'm starting to think about it now. Maybe the Venus in Capricorn native is not as cool as a moon in Capricorn person, because, you know, Venus is ruled by the planet, Venus is ruled by the signs Taurus and Libra, and Libras and Taurus are all about love and, you know, sensuality, you know, beauty, etc. So this is probably why having a Venus in Capricorn is not as harsh as having a moon in Capricorn, because remember, moon is all about how we emote, and if you have a Capricorn moon, then it's, you know, opposing what the actual moon sign is supposed to display, which is emotions, okay? And a Venus in Capricorn, they take on the energies, I feel, from their cousin, which is Taurus, right? And also from Libra, not their cousin, but a distant relative, I should say. But they take on that Venus-esque energy of being, you know, sensual. But sensual in a cautious way, but not harsh, right? These individuals are very modest. They're very ambitious as well. So, again, you may find these individuals to like to connect with others that they feel that they can grow with. They would also like to have an equal balance of give and take in a relationship. They would like to take care of their partner, but they also would like their partner to take care of them in turn, all right? They may have a little bit of difficulty with expressing their love, but they may express their love in ways of looking after. So, you know, if they feel as though they can't emote, which I feel like it's not the case, because they have that, you know, energy of Venus there, which is Taurus, I feel, then they may be expressive, but I feel like they will prefer to do acts of service as well. These individuals are very traditional, so they do like to get into long-term partnerships. They do have this reserve-like quality about them that intrigues others, you know. People just want to get close to them. People want to find out about them, what makes them tick. And because they're very controlled in some cases, they have this energy about them whereby their love don't come for free, or they're shy, or they have no experience. And they have a lot of experience generally. These Venus in Aquarius, I'm about to say Aquarius, Venus in Capricorn natives, but they hide it very well. And I feel like they gain a lot of admirers because they have this sophisticated energy, and almost like I wouldn't say shy, sometimes I would say more reserved, and, you know, almost like a Venus in Virgo. Excuse me, almost like a Venus in Virgo. They may appear to others as though they're not experienced, or as though their mind doesn't think dirty thoughts. It's that type of energy I'm picking up, right? They have an energy of mystery around them. They have a very sacred sexuality, sensuality that people just want to get their hands on, is what I'm picking up. Again, they may be drawn to status as well. These are very hardworking individuals, okay? So when I say drawn to status, they may want to get to the top as well. And they may have a love for nice things. They may have a love for being in position of power as well. They may tend to marry early, or they may tend to marry a lot of time. So if they marry in their younger years and it doesn't work out, they will marry again, because they are very traditional, okay? And they do tend to give their heart to whoever they are in a connection with. These are not the type of people that like to date around. If they are going to get into a relationship, they generally get into a relationship for the long term, all right? These people can be hopeless romantics, very traditional, very romantic, in a sense where they like to give to their partner and they would expect the same in return, but they don't always reveal this side to people that they don't know too much, okay? They keep this part hidden to their partner or to their spouse, okay, or to their nearest and dearest, if that. Okay, let's move on to Mercury in Capricorn. I'm quite enjoying this Capricorn season. Okay, so Mercury in Capricorn. Mercury is how you communicate, okay? And you know, if you have a Mercury in Capricorn, you will take on that energy of a Capricorn. So you may have like a very serious approach to topics. So for instance, if you and your friends or your family members, or if you know a Mercury in Capricorn are all having some sort of discussion, you'll find that the Mercury in Capricorn person is very opinionated, but they may also have the facts to, you know, to back up their opinions, right? These people are good debaters as well. They may like to, you know, dominate conversations as well, okay? They may like to push their beliefs onto others. Mercury and Capricorn individuals, they get to the point in discussion. So these individuals, they take on that Capricorn energy. Remember, Capricorn is, you know, ruled by Saturn, and Saturn could be quite a harsh placement in a chart or whatever the case may be, because Saturn is all about restrictions. Whenever I think about Saturn, I think about restrictions. I remember when I had Saturn in my 5th house, right, and it caused a lot of restrictions for me. So this is when I was learning about, you know, more about the planets. I was thinking, why is this year going like this for me? And then I listened to this astrologer, this amazing astrologer. He's on YouTube. If you don't know him, please go and check him out. His name's called Terence, and he actually was saying, oh, for you, Leo, you have Saturn in your 5th house. I was like, oh my days, that's why, right? And I remember speaking to my sister Nikki K, and I was like, you know what, this year's been and she goes, oh, what do you think, astrologically wise, what do you think? I goes, I've listened to this astrologer called Terence, and he's saying that I've got Saturn in my 5th house. And she said, oh, that makes sense, you know, because 5th house is all about fun, games, etc. And, you know, Saturn, you know, and the more he spoke about it, the more I started to get more engrossed in, okay, it makes more sense now. So that's why I always have that thought of, whenever I talk about Saturn, to be a very restrictive energy, all right, even though it is known to be. But when you have a Mercury in Capricorn, your approach to conversations could be quite blunt, quite forceful with that Saturnian energy, right? It can get right to the point, and sometimes it can hurt other people's feelings, not in a Sagittarius way, because Sagittariuses are known to be quite blunt. They say what they think, right? But with Capricorns, it can be, but with a Sagittarius, especially if you have a Mercury in Sagittarius also, it's not meant to, you know, hurt the other person. They're just saying what they think, right? But with a Capricorn individual, if you're a Mercury in Capricorn individual, it's almost like they do think before they say something, but they're going to say it anyway because they want their point to get across, right? That's what I found in Mercury in Capricorn individuals, right? It can lead to some sort of cringe-worthy moments sometimes whenever they, you know, express themselves, especially in some sort of debate, because there's a harshness there in regards to their communication. These people will make good spokespeople, and when I say spokespeople, I mean like these are the types of people that will say what everyone else is thinking, but people may be too embarrassed to say, you know. So this is the type of people that will tell that auntie at a Christmas party that, no, we don't like your jokes, or tell that uncle that, no, you know, that coat that you're wearing, uncle, you know, we don't like it. Or they've got that way, you know. They get right to the point. They speak their truth. In discussions, they can be very cutting with words with that Saturnian, sharp, cool energy. They can detach from their emotion. This is why they're able to get their point across, because they can detach so much from their emotions that it's like, what did I say? Why is everyone staring at me? They're the type of people sometimes whereby the room goes quiet after they said something, and you just hear crickets, literally. But do you understand what I mean? So it's like they like to state facts, okay, from their point of reference as well. And they can be very commanding communicators, because remember, they're ruled by Capricorn. They're ruled by Capricorns, and you know, Capricorns do have an energy of status around them, so they do have an ear of authority. So when they speak, people listen, okay. And generally, these people are very intelligent and they like to discuss business. They like to discuss how they're going to attain their goals and dreams as well. These people can be quite cutthroat. So if they have a problem with you, they won't feel any way to tell you about yourself, right? These are the types of people that don't mince their words. So if you are looking, to get tea and sympathy from a Mercury and Capricorn, these people are high achievers. They are very intelligent and they're very articulate, and these individuals, they do like to actually converse, they actually like to communicate. What else about Mercury and Capricorn people? They can be good conversationalists, especially if they have a hobby or an interest. They analyze in a Virgo-esque way, but they know so much about a situation. They are, to me, I feel like they're extremely great goal setters. They are great at setting targets for themselves and generally achieving it, and describing to others how they achieved it. Or if they're in a role as a coach or a manager, they will tell their clients how they're going to achieve something, which you should do as a coach or a manager, but they will break things down and show you the steps in great detail, right? Very Virgo-esque. But this is what I find with a Mercury and Capricorn. Now we're going to move on to the compatibility. Now, Capricorn and Aries, okay, so they belong to the same group, which is a group of leaders. Okay, so the cardinal groups. There's an energy of respect that these two may find within each other, and I feel like with a Aries, even though Libra is part of that group, but we'll get onto that in a minute. With an Aries, the Aries may find Capricorn too reserved and restricted. They may feel to themselves that a Capricorn person needs to let loose sometimes. It's not all about work. Let's have some fun, because Aries, they like to have fun. They do work hard, but they play hard too. So they may feel like a Capricorn person is too obsessed with work, or a Capricorn person may find an Aries individual to not want to grow up. I remember Capricorns, they're very traditional, so they may want to marry, they may want to discuss, the 5-year plan of the relationship and so forth. And an Aries person may feel quite threatened by that and may feel quite trapped. I feel like in a business sense, this situation can work. A friendship, yes, also. And this could be a friendship whereby I feel that the Aries person may go to the Capricorn person if they have like a problem, or if because Capricorns are intelligent and they are very respected. So an Aries person may respect a Capricorn's intelligence and know-how. A Capricorn may admire the fact that Aries have this youthful, eternal energy about them, and they work hard and play hard. I feel like in a love relationship there may be disagreements, because a Capricorn person may find an Aries native to be, not serious and not going after the same things that they want to go after in terms of a relationship, like settling down, etc. An Aries person may settle down with a Capricorn, but they will still want to retain that energy of youth and fun, hanging out with friends. And these two may work, because I feel like a Capricorn will find an Aries person to be very sexy, and a Aries person may like to tease their Capricorn person also. So I feel like yes and no, depending on how highly evolved these two natives are. All right, so Capricorn and Taurus, yep, yes. Okay, Capricorns will admire Taurus's work ethic and the way they're able to balance out their sensuality alongside their working life. Okay, a Capricorn will find a Taurus person to be very balanced as well, and they may enjoy discussing I'm hearing political conversations, but they may have a lot of common interests, such as politics, such as business especially. And this could be a very stable pairing actually. A Taurus person may find Capricorn to be very hardworking, and they will see Capricorns as their equals. They may feel like a Capricorn person needs to slow down a bit and they may introduce, you know, more sensual pleasures into the Capricorn's life. Like, you don't have to be so rigid. It doesn't have to always be about work. We can indulge, we can have fun, like calm down, right? But I feel like this is a good pairing. However, a Taurus person may feel like Capricorns are too, you know, because Tauruses are very sensual, so they can be very affectionate, and they may feel like a Capricorn person is a bit too aloof and too reserved, and they may have to teach Capricorn to open up a bit. Although with Tauruses themselves, they are very controlled in some cases. But I feel like this pairing is an excellent pairing, okay? The only trouble there may be is that a Capricorn may feel like Tauruses take too slow to get to the top or to where they want to go. Because Capricorns, they generally set targets for themselves and they reach those targets very quickly. But generally, I say yes, this is a good pairing, okay? Now, Capricorn and Gemini. I've seen this pairing many times. And I always wondered about, I don't get the connection, but there is obviously some sort of connection there. Okay. Capricorn individuals may find Gemini people to be very versatile, you know. And although a Capricorn person is, you know, a cardinal sign, you know, a sign of leaders, they are, it's almost like they're on their way to reaching their goal, and then they stop off and they're like, who is that person right there? That person intrigues me. And the thing is with Capricorns, it takes a lot to get them off their focus, because they're so focused on reaching a goal. And then here comes a Gemini, you know, talking to everyone, social butterfly. So I feel like a Gemini grasps, you know, gains a Capricorn to stop in their track, you know, because a Capricorn is intrigued by the fact that Gemini can just get on with a lot of people, and Capricorns are mainly focused on aligning with themselves with people that are of high importance. And I feel like a Gemini can teach Capricorn that, you know, you should try and talk to different people from different walks of life, not just you know, people that you perceive to be on a pedestal, right? I feel like a Gemini person is intrigued by a Capricorn individual because they like their work ethic, and they feel like this individual is very focused, very self-contained, ambitious, and they are attracted to that. Because with a Gemini individual, they can get bored very easily, but with a Capricorn person, they have this air of, I'm busy all the time, so I'm not even going to have that much time for you anyway. So this intrigues a Gemini, because a Capricorn person can put Gemini on their toes, keep them on their toes, I should say. A Capricorn person may find a Gemini person to be, you know, they don't know what they're going to get with a Gemini person. So there could be a slight irritation there, because they feel like the Gemini person is very changeable. And a Gemini person may find a Capricorn person to be too focused on work and not focused on them. So this could be a connection where they both might play games with each other to try and get each other's attention. Even speaking about it, I still, you know, I don't understand the connection between the two, but I'm just channeling both energies to see why. And I just feel like there is some sort of detachment there, because Geminis, they can be quite flighty themselves, so they may not be the types that like, you know, too much affection. And a Capricorn is that way inclined as well. They could be quite aloof. So this is where they could maybe get on. They understand each other's love languages. So there's a common agreement that, okay, it's cool by me, it's cool by you, yeah, cool. We're both this way. But this, I feel, could work as a partnership where if it's a friendship, they don't see each other all the time because they're both off doing their own thing. And if it's a relationship, then you'll tend to find that these individuals may again be doing their own thing within this partnership. So that, I will say, it depends on the individuals, but I feel like this is more, it could be more of a situation where if it is a long-term connection, there will be a lot of bumps in the roads trying to understand each other's personalities, not changing, even though there's no fixed, they're not belonging to any fixed groups, but I feel like their conversations may be of importance in this connection. This may glue them both together and allowing each other their space to do their own thing. Like the Capricorn may want to work or start a new project, or the Gemini person may want to socialize or connect with friends, or, you know, do business online. And that's the thing, if the Gemini person is actually, you know, doing a business or doing something in social media or just doing something in general, the Capricorn person will generally allow that Gemini person to do that, especially if it's something to do with them doing some sort of online business or something along them lines, because in the Capricorn person's eyes, it's like, okay, you're working anyway, so it's cool. We'll talk later at dinner at 8 o'clock, or, you know, they'll have that type of, I feel like it might be like a business-like relationship, these two individuals. So I'll say it's an okay partnership, but they may lack a bit of romance here, is what I'm picking up, okay? Capricorn and Cancer. This is a very controversial pairing, these two. Okay, I feel like a Cancer person may feel as though the Capricorn person is the divine masculine, right? And in some cases, this pairing actually works, okay? But the Cancer person may feel like, the Cancerian person, sorry, may feel like the Capricorn individual is the person that they are destined to marry, okay? And in the beginning stages, they may feel, I feel more so, if it's the sun signs, then they will feel as though they've met their ideal match. Because again, the Cancerian person may feel as though the Capricorn man is the provider, is the shoulder to cry on. And they may feel in the beginning that their Capricorn partner is going to be the same way inclined as they are. Down the road, however, the Cancerian person may see that this Capricorn person is not as open as they would have hoped they would have been. This is where there's going to be a few hiccups in the connection, right? The Capricorn person, I feel, sees the Cancerian person, regarding whether it's a male or a female, but they see this Cancerian person as very warm, very loving, very nurturing. So they gain from each other what they don't already possess. So there is a part to Capricorns where they want to be able to emote, and they feel like by connecting with a Cancerian person, this person can almost emote for them. You know, it's like they project inwardly and want to project outward. Basically, the Cancerian person represents who the Capricorn would like to be on an emotional level, and the Cancerian person may feel like they wear their heart on their sleeves. I'm going very deep with the psychology on this, but this is what I'm just channeling, guys. The Cancerian person may feel like, because they wear their heart on their sleeves at times, and they may have gained a lot of unwanted or negative attention from that, from people that may have, you know, hurt them, deceived them in the past. They, you know, project onto the Capricorn as to who they would like to become, which is someone that is in control of their emotions, that doesn't, you know, display their emotions. So they both see each other in themselves, or who they would like to be, if that makes any sense. But then they come together, and then they find that the very thing that they yearn from each other for themselves, they are repelled by it, you know. And I see this more in moon signs, okay? So I feel like the Cancerian person may become, you know, they may decide to actually gain that energy from the Capricorn person and start to close up emotionally. And the Capricorn person, I feel in these types of cases, is the Cancerian person that always is on the shorter end of the stick. It's always the person that, I've seen it a lot of times, okay? It's always the person that gets hurt. Because I feel that the Capricorn person, the Cancer person may feel like the more that they emote and express it will help their Capricorn person open up. But it's not the case. They're ruled by Saturn. They're not going to change. And it may do two things. It may make the Cancerian person try harder, or, you know, go into their shell, their crab shell, right? Which then actually starts to cause discord in the connection, and the very thing that brought them together is the very thing that can actually separate the two. Okay, so I'll say it depends on the individuals. If it's a sun sign situation, it may be more harmonious. If it's like a Venus contact, it may be more harmonious, or like a Mars and Venus contact, or a Mars and a moon contact. It could be different, but I feel like a moon and a moon contact, you know, it can lead to disaster, unfortunately. Okay, so Capricorn and Leo, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. I feel like with these two, there's a respect that they both have for each other. With a Capricorn, you know, they see Leo as their equal, and they don't really see other people as their equal. Remember, they are drawn to people that they either feel is going to have a level of importance in life, or, you know, not to say that they're entirely just, you know, they are ruled by, you know, Saturn, yes. And, you know, with that comes the energy of hard work. And with hard work, you generally find people that are successful. They work hard in whatever field they're in. So with a Leo individual, they see that a Leo person is a hard worker, if not as hard working as them, right? In some cases, more hard working as them. But they see power in a Leo. They see Leo's power. They respect the fact that Leos, you know, they're very ambitious, and a Leo respects the fact that a Capricorn's ambitious. And I remember my sister Nikki K saying to me that Capricorns rule Leo's 10th house, you know, and the 10th house is all about recognition, success. So I feel like these two, they really get on. They can bounce off each other, and I feel more so in a friendship case, but sometimes in a love relationship case. Okay, a Leo may find Capricorn to be, you know, someone safe. So Leos do have big hearts, and sometimes they could struggle to find someone as equal to them, you know, that has a big heart also, besides someone that is, say, a Sagittarius or, you know, a Libra, because those are the two signs that Leos generally get on with, right? Even Taurus, you know, and Aquarius. But generally, Leos may find with other signs that they have discord in connection. So with a Capricorn, they feel like this person is traditional. This person won't hurt me. This person wants a long-term relationship, and generally most Leos do like to be in long-term relationships. So they feel like the Capricorn person is the ideal match to be with. This person is ambitious. This person's hardworking. This person's independent. This person, you know, they want the best out of life, as do I. This is the perfect person to be with, right? I can build this person. I can create a legacy with this individual. In regards to a Capricorn, how they view a Leo person, they may see Leo as hardworking and fun. They add that energy of spark. They bring, you know, glitter. They bring magic. You know, a Leo teaches a Capricorn that you can work hard, but you can also be playful about it. You know, you can get in touch with your inner child. You don't have to be so serious, Capricorn, you know. A Leo can teach a Capricorn person to, you know, I'm just feeling 5th house energy right here. They can teach a Capricorn, they can give Capricorn, you know, what they desire, but what a Capricorn has hidden from themselves, their hidden desires. Because Capricorn people, they have this energy of feeling guilty about, not all, but some may feel guilty about enjoying, because they may have like this black and white view of things of, it's either I work or I play. Or they could have a view of, okay, I'm going to get married first. I'm going to, you know, make a lot of money first, buy a house, and then I'll get married. You know, whereas a Leo person will come into the picture and be like, look, we don't, you know, we can still have children, we can still have a house, but we can still have fun along the way. It doesn't matter if we haven't got enough now, you know. When is, you know, a Capricorn person could be like, we have to wait for the right time, and a Leo person may be like, there's never a right time, why don't we just do it now, right? So a Leo person may make a Capricorn person view situations not too seriously, and to just feel the fear and do it anyway. Not in a way whereby it's going to be spontaneous, like say a Capricorn, like say a Sagittarius, sorry, but in a way whereby they will allow their Capricorn person not to fear the unknown. They have this way about them, Leos, whereby everything's going to turn out all right, so let's just do this anyway, you know, and we'll sort it out once we get to that bridge, but we're going to do it and we're going to have fun while we do it. So I feel like Leos bring fun into Capricorn's life, and Capricorns, you know, they rein Leo in, like, come on, let's just be a little bit cautious now, let's just look at this, let's just look at the fine lines, not in a Virgo-esque way, right? But they bring caution into Leo's life and discipline as well. So if Leo wants to have too much fun, a Capricorn will rein them in. Okay, I could go on about those two, but anyway, Capricorn and Virgo. Okay, I feel like this period is, I was hearing magnificent, but these two really, really work well together. You know, even when you think about it, Beyonce is a Virgo, her dad is a Capricorn, and look what, you know, look at her career. You know, her dad was her manager, and you know, his work ethic, the way what he visualized, he may have, I don't know, Pisces in his chart or something, maybe a Mercury in Pisces, or a moon, or a Cancer moon or something, but you know, they work together. You know, he had a dream, he had a goal, and you know, the goal was fulfilled. And because Beyonce is a Virgo as well, it worked because she also had her skills and her attributes, you know, and Virgos are perfectionists, and that quality is very, you know, positive in regards to, you know, when they are doing their work. Think of Michael Jackson, whenever he done a project, an album, whenever he performed, everything had to be on point, or he would do the move again and again and again and again, or he'll do the riff or the run in the studio again and again until it was on point. That's the magic of Virgo. Some people say, oh, you know, Virgos, but I've got a Mercury in Virgo, so I get it. If it's not going to be right, then you don't want to, you know, you don't want to present it to the public. It has to be right, and it's not even right for the public, it's right for yourself. Because if you know that you didn't do your best, it's going to be an uncomfortable feeling within you where you knew that you could have done better, you know. So if you're not going to do your best, then you're not going to want to present anything at all. So with that in mind, with a Virgo, and I mentioned Beyonce because she's actually a Virgo and her father's a Capricorn. These two actually work together, and they may actually work together in a business sense, but in a relationship, I feel like, you know, the Virgo may, you know, like the fact that a Capricorn person is that can-do person, is that provider, is that, you know, that person that they can rely on, because Virgos are, you know, they're ruled by Mercury, so they want to be able to communicate, they want to be able to, you know, share their plans and ideas with someone, and a Capricorn person may be the one that goes through their ideas and maybe critique them in some cases, but make them, you know, look at their ideas and make them view how can this work in the long term. So in a relationship, I feel like they can brainstorm a lot of each other, and they'll generally be on the same page. So I'll say yes for this pairing. Okay. Again, going back to that, I feel like a Virgo will find Capricorn to be very reliable, and a Capricorn will find Virgo to be very intelligent. So this is a period where they have a very strong mental connection. Moving on, Capricorn, Libra. These two square each other. They belong to the same group, but they square each other. So it could be quite harsh. I feel like with that Capricorn energy right there, a Capricorn may actually inhibit a Libra from expressing their emotions. And, you know, Libras are social butterflies like Gemini. They're an air sign. and they are ruled by the planet Venus, which is all about love and sensuality. And you know, being with a Capricorn, a Libra may find that this part of them, their genetic makeup, is quite, you know, restrictive, or they may feel like whenever they try to express their more playful side, a Capricorn just puts a damper on it. Or why are you being so childish? Or they may say things, and especially if they've got Mercury in Capricorn, or they may turn the cold shoulder and make the Libra person, you know, feel, you know, as though they shouldn't express that side to themselves. And Libra person may find a Capricorn person, did I mention that before? Well, a Libra person may find a Capricorn person too serious, and not in touch with their, you know, more gentle side, you know, because Libras are quite gentle in nature, you know, they're quite harmless, aren't they? I always think of like a fairy sometimes when I think about a Libra, but they're lovely people, really. They're very likable, and a Libra person may find a Capricorn person too hard to get to know, too standoffish, you know. A Capricorn person may find Libra too playful, not serious, okay? And they may hurt each other because a Capricorn person wants loyalty, and they may find that a Libra person is here, there and everywhere with that friend, this friend, and no time for them. And they could actually then become quite cold towards their Libra person, which the Libra person may not understand. And they just may feel like, although their Libra person is beautiful or handsome, is this a person that I can connect with? And if they do get into a connection with each other, it's going to be, I feel like, a very domineering energy within this connection of, you know, trying to tame this Libra person, even though Libras are low also. But the Capricorn person may feel like, you know, I want commitment now, and a Libra person may feel like, I want to have fun, I'm not ready to settle down. Though I feel a Libra individual will genuinely want to settle down because they're ruled by Venus, but in their own time. So I feel like this is going to be quite a troublesome pairing, depending again on how highly evolved these two individuals are. Now let's move on to Capricorn and Scorpio. They actually sextile each other. It's very harmonious, this actual pairing. I feel like a Scorpio will find Capricorn to be very reliable, and quite trustworthy, because Scorpios don't really like to trust a lot of people. But with a Capricorn person, they know that with this person they found a friend for life, because whatever Capricorns invest in, whether it's a friendship or a relationship, it's generally for life. And Scorpios, they like to unearth, they like to dig deep. But the only thing that a Scorpio will find annoying about a Capricorn individual is that they don't emote. And with Scorpios, they do emote, and they emote intensely. And a Capricorn may find this to be too threatening, you know, because remember, they find getting in touch with their own emotions uncomfortable. So they may find a Scorpio person too intense, which may make them cool off, you know. And a Scorpio person may then actually, you know, want to, you know, in some cases, because the Capricorn person does not emote, the Scorpio person may try to delve deeper. There must be a heart in there, there must be an emotion in there, and it could actually hurt the Scorpio person. And I feel like with the Capricorn person, their loyalty in their eyes is enough. What more do you want from me? And the Scorpio person, you know, this could lead to a lot of fiery arguments, and the bottom line cause is that the Scorpio person wants to see some sort of passion, you know, some sort of intensity, which they're not going to get from a Capricorn person. However, this Capricorn native, or a Capricorn native, I should say, will find a Scorpio to be very intriguing, very interesting, very mysterious, enticing, but they will hold back. I feel like this, you know, because Scorpios are a fixed sign, so there is a lot of loyalty in this pairing, but there could be a lot of pain also, due to the fact that the Capricorn won't do what the Scorpio wants. And Scorpios are They generally like to control. Okay, they're ruled by the planet Pluto as well as Mars, and they're all about action. And they will like the fact, actually, that Capricorns do actually take action in regards to sorting out a family dynamic, taking care of the family. They know that Capricorn's got their back, but in regards to the emotional nature of the connection, they may feel left out in the desert, which the Scorpio will hate, because they need to be on top of other people's emotions. They need to know about other people, how other people feel about them, and they just won't be able to gauge a Capricorn's feelings in regard to them. But they know deep down that the Capricorn has that loyalty, but they want to hear it. They want some sort of emotion, tears, screaming, whatever the case may be, and the Capricorn won't do it. Okay. A Capricorn person may find a Scorpio person to be emotional, which just makes them feel uncomfortable, but they will still stick it out. Okay, so yes and no. Yes, because they're sextiling each other, earth and water, but they have to understand each other's temperaments. Okay, now let's move on to Sagittarius and Capricorn, fire and earth. A lot of clashes I see and feel. A Sagittarius person, they may find a Capricorn to be, they may respect the Capricorn's grind, i.e. they may respect the fact that a Capricorn is a hard worker, right? They may feel like the Capricorn needs to, I feel like with a Capricorn, they view a Sagittarius to be not structured. So they see in a Sagittarius, because remember, Sagittariuses, they see the future, right? They get bursts of insight, downloads, and a Capricorn may be able to project that in the right direction. So the Sagittarius may be the brains in this, in this scenario, this situation, because I'm feeling more work focused. And the Capricorn may be the one to put those ideas into practice. They may be able to structure these ideas, but they may feel like a Sagittarius person is, too impulsive and unpredictable, and a Capricorn person likes predictability. They are an earth sign. Earth signs are very practical, and this is where they may clash. In regards to a relationship, a love connection, a Capricorn person will find their Sagittarius person to be very sexy, very worldly as well, and they may feel like their Sagittarius person can open up a new world to them and show them and teach them something new. But they may feel like the Sagittarius person doesn't want to settle down as quickly as they would like to. A Sagittarius person may feel like a Capricorn person is very trustworthy, but can be very demanding, and they could be expecting too much. Although a Sagittarius may be willing to give this what they want to the Capricorn, they may feel like things are too rigid for me, and it's too restrictive, and I want to have fun, and you're not allowing me to have fun. And the Sagittarius person may want to explore the world, whereas the Capricorn person may want them to stay at home, regardless of what the sex is. They may want their Sagittarius person to be at home or be around home. They may not want to travel as much, so there could be a clash there. However, they will find each other intriguing and interesting. So I say yes and no. It depends on the individuals, right? Capricorns and Capricorns. Okay, these individuals, they will respect each other's authority. They may both take leadership in regards to the connection. If it's a working situation, they may both try and dominate each other, to be boss, okay? But they may both respect each other, but they may feel like they can't work alongside each other because they're too alike. but in some cases they could actually work as a power team. Okay, and both being successful is what I'm feeling right here. In a relationship, I feel like both parties will be in, both parties will have their role and play their role, I should say, in a relationship. Both parties will generally be of higher status in society. This is like power couple. Okay, these individuals will push each other to reach the top, and they will generally be working towards a common goal, making targets for each other, for the well-being of the family. These individuals may actually, own their own business. They may have, this is the type of couple that will have like a family business. Even if someone is staying at home, whether it's the male or the female, that person will be working from home, even if they're looking after the children. Okay, so I say yes. Okay, depending on what they have in their chart, but I say yes because they will understand each other. Okay, and they'll be very supportive and loyal towards each other, depending on what they have in the chart. Capricorn and Aquarius. So we got Earth and Air. A Capricorn may find Aquarius to be too. I feel like Capricorns, they're stable, right? Because they're Earth. So they may feel like a Aquarius person is not as practical as they would want them to be. And Aquarius person may feel like they don't want to be tamed. Aquarius person doesn't just want to belong to one group. They want to connect with other people. So a Capricorn person may want stability. They may want to settle down, right? Stay in a connection relationship. And an Aquarius person may show the Capricorn person that they're not ready to commit. They're not about that life just yet. Bearing in mind, like I mentioned before, it depends what the person has in their chart. But I'm going by sun signs. And, the Aquarius person may feel like a Capricorn person is very intelligent. They respect the Capricorn person's intelligence. They will see the Capricorn person as someone that is their rock, someone that can take care of, someone that they will actually listen to, because Aquariuses are generally the ones with all the ideas. They see the future. They're ruled by Uranus. And then with the Capricorn person also, and there's a commonality with these two because Aquariuses are ruled by Saturn also, right? So this is where the connection may form. However, the Capricorn person may find Aquarius to be too eccentric. Capricorns are very black and white. It's either it's this or it's that. There's no in between, right? There's no grey. And Aquarius person will be like, why can't there be grey? Why can't there be pink? Why can't there be green? So it's like there'll be a clash of the minds here. And I feel like in a relationship, the Aquarius person may feel like the Capricorn person is too traditional, whereas Aquarius person, think about the Fool card. They're ruled by the Fool card, right? They're ruled by the star. They see possibilities, and they may be on the same page, and then Aquarius may flip the script. So there's a lot of surprises, Uranian energy. Capricorns don't want surprises. Okay, a Leo may inject some fun and laughter and playfulness into the creation, but there's still that energy of predictability with a Leo. But with a Aquarius, it's like, what are you going to do next? And a Capricorn likes to be stable. They don't want to be thrown off guard, and they may feel like the Aquarius person is just untamable, and Capricorns like to be in control, and the Aquarius person does not want to be tamed, right? Aquarius person may find a Capricorn person to be very trustworthy, very intelligent, very noble, I'm hearing, and someone that Aquarius actually respects. Okay, so they will actually hold an Aquarius attention for some time. But a Capricorn must understand that Aquarius needs their own space, and Aquarius person, they can be detached, they can be aloof, but sometimes they may want to actually have, connections with their Capricorn. So I feel like on a mental level, these two may get on. But Aquarius may find Capricorn to be too serious, too stern, not thinking outside of the box, being one track minded. So I say I'm not too sure about this one. A Capricorn and a Pisces, last and by means not least, these are sextiling each other, and Pisces is a water sign ruled by the planet Neptune. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, as I keep mentioning. But a Pisces will find, I will say, a Capricorn will find Pisces very intriguing, very alluring. Another sign that will, get a Capricorn to take a step back and be like, okay, you've gained my attention. I was focused on work, but there's something about you that I need to get to know. And as soon as they try and get to know that Pisces, the Pisces swims away. As my sister Nikki K said, there's two fishes swimming in opposing signs. So which fish are you going to follow, Capricorn? And that's the trick. That's the thing I feel with these two. A Capricorn is intrigued by Pisces. Pisces hypnotize Capricorn. Pisces can gauge a Capricorn's attention, and usually their attention is fixated on their work, okay? But a Piscean allows a Capricorn to stand still, to dream about different possibilities, to make them touch and view magic in a sense, and think about things that, dreams that can become a reality, even though Capricorns, they usually do turn their dreams, but practical dreams, into reality. A Pisces will, I feel, allow a Capricorn person not to be too rigid in their views, and maybe they could soften them in some cases. Not to say they will allow them to open up emotionally, but they may have more of a way with a Capricorn than, say, a Cancer would, which may actually upset a Cancer person. But a Pisces person has that way where they're quite elusive, because it's almost like they're not going to stay for long. They're going to sprinkle some magic and then they're going to swim away again. But I feel like the reason why a Capricorn could be drawn to a Pisces is because a Pisces could have them in some sort of day, some sort of dream. There's a loyalty here, okay? A Pisces may feel like with Capricorn, they're very dependable, they're very loyal, and there's someone that they can actually trust. And with a Piscean person, in regards to a Capricorn, they just see this individual as very dreamlike, as very mystical, as very poetic. And this is what's missing from a Capricorn's life. A Pisces is able to, inject, magical qualities that a Capricorn has never even thought of before. And they want to harness that now and again, even though they're fixating on work and, their focus. But then they want to stop off and drink some of that magical, sweetness that Pisces just ingrain into their life. So I feel like Pisces is able to, implant magic and make believe. I'm thinking about unicorn, guys. Make believe into a Capricorn's life, and a Capricorn is able to implant structure, loyalty and stability into a Pisces life. So I say yes for this pairing, guys. I finished this Capricorn season. I've actually enjoyed this season with Capricorns, and as you guys know, Capricorns are ruled by these two cards I have up here, which is the Devil card in the tarot deck. Guys, please comment below if any of what I mentioned have resonated with you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care of yourself. Peace out.